Hey guys, Miss Michaela here from the downtown Huntsville Library, and today I have brought a lovely guest, Miss Laura, from the Adult Services side and Readers Advisory, and you usually do a really cool show with Heather.
Mm-hmm. Right. Books and beer.
Books and beers. Yeah. They never invite me. That's okay though.
I'm
hoping that this is my way in, secretly. I'm fun to hang out with. But we are here today to talk about our favorite books in biographies. So, Miss Lauren is going to be sharing the adult side, and I, as usual, am going to be sharing the kids side. So, what would you like to?
Well, I love biographies, but with everything going on right now, I am more into things that make you laugh.
Fair.
Things that kind of take your mind off everything, you know. Election year, pandemic. So, I went more towards funny, so if you're looking for that biography that she's going to teach you a lot about history, this isn't this. These are more people that we know in our society and are charmed by or intrigued by. So I'm going to start with the Lady Chambliss. And if you do not know who the Lady Chambliss is, then you have never seen Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. You have never read Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. She is a very prominent character in both the book, which is a nonfiction book, and that's how she was casted to play herself in the movie.
It's a boss move.
So I read this. It was a very quick read. She writes about her childhood, growing up in the 50s, knowing who she was early on in life, and just, she brings that sass. She writes it like she talks in the movie, so you're just laughing. I really enjoyed this, so if you need something funny and lighthearted from a character who was very endearing in the movie as well as the book, this is very good. And she passed away, I think, 4 years ago. So she's no longer with us, but man, it was a fun read. So if you want something funny.
It seems like it. I really like the title. Hiding My Candy.
Hiding My Candy.
Along with that pose right on the cover.
You will get that if you saw the movie or read the book. You know the reference. But she addresses all the issues of being a African American transvestite woman in America from the 50s on, and she does it with her usual charm. So it was a great book. I really enjoyed it. And the next one I did, I saw this and I just thought it sounded hilarious, because who does not like Doogie Howser? Or if you know him more from How I Met Your Mother, Neil Patrick Harris. This is a choose your own autobiography, which is funny because he'll get to like, okay, now it's time to choose your own, but I'm writing this, so this is what we're going to do next anyways. It is written in so many different ways. He writes it one section like it's a movie script. He'll write one section like it's a comic. He has his celebrity friends come in. Some have written a letter describing their friendship. Some are just like writing about who he is. And I mean, I know people don't like people to name drop, but I love it when celebrities name drop. I love hearing about their friendships with other celebrities, and just seeing how normal it is with these people. But it's humorous, the entire book, humorous, charming, just like he is. And he really just talks about his life with his husband and his family life with his kids, and childhood, stuff like that, being an actor from a young age.
I always thought it was so cute that he and his husband acted together on How I Met Your Mother. So yeah, he's such a cute couple.
He's he's wonderful. He's won Tony Awards, Emmy Awards, so yeah. I love him. Gabrielle Unions, We're Going to Need More Wine.
That's how I feel every day.
I know. And you know what? This is one of those actresses where I'm like, if I could, I don't idolize her at all. I just feel like if I ever met her, she'd be cool. Like, she seems like she's always come across as a very down-to-earth person. And when I read the reviews, because I think she has a couple biographies out, this one is the one that came across more. This is actually her letting you get to know her. She describes what it's like for her to grow up, her parents' divorce. She had some very traumatic things happen to her when she was younger, and just how that kind of messed with her confidence and a lot of that. and now being a celebrity, how she still kind of has that anxiety. And it just really normalizes her. And she writes this very straightforward, like she's almost talking to a friend. So it's a fun little book. I felt like I love her even more now that I read it. So
I do kind of think she's a vampire because she looks pretty much the same age.
I
she
know.
Was in Bring It On. So.
She looked 30 in Bring It On, and now she's like 40 something, and she still looks 30.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like I kind of want to put my mask back on.
But
yeah, okay.
If Gabrielle Unions ever sees this, you know, we love you. We think you're wonderful. And this was a great book. And all of these are very small. I mean, these are very quick biographies to read. So you don't, good to take with you Christmas. If you're driving somewhere, you need something that'll probably only take a couple hours to finish. That's good. And I saved my favorite for last.
Yes, that's the celebrity I want to meet.
I know. I mean, this is for Betty White to name drop. I'm like, dude, it's like
I feel like she could do just a book, just name dropping.
I know.
I know this person.
I'm like, these people are happy to know you. Yeah. It's not name dropping. All right, Betty White. If you ask me, and of course you won't, she talks about just being in show business as long as she has, the people she's met. Things that have been funny to her. I mean, this whole book is amusing. All these books are amusing. But I really enjoyed this because she comes across on paper like she does in an interview. It's charming. It's little quips. Everything's little make you laugh. She name drops left and right, which is hilarious because then you get to have little insights into her friendships with these people. And I really liked it. I thought this was probably my favorite one. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say. If you don't know who Betty White is, then you need to find out because she's wonderful.
In for a treat.
You are.
So, I kind of just want to watch like hours of her hanging out with Leslie Jordan. Just being cute together.
I have never seen that. That sounds awesome.
It does.
Yeah. She writes this very well. And all four of these, the great thing I liked about each of these was you really felt like the person was talking to you. Like they wrote as they spoke. So when Neil Patrick Harris was writing, you could just hear him talking, saying these words to you. And when Gabrielle Unions in her books, it was the same way. She talks about her having like anxiety meeting other famous people. And I'm like, no, you don't. Like how? But it was really charming. I loved all of those, and each one alone it would be a very quick read, I think, and fun read, and lighthearted, and something you could actually talk about over Christmas dinner without getting in arguments with people. So
that is the whole point of the holidays, Lauren. Have you not heard of Festivus? Yeah, air those grievances. I'm out.
It's something funny that, everybody, your grandma would like to read Betty White. She remembers her.
So have you always liked biographies?
I got into biographies when I was in college. I read Walter Isaacson's book on Einstein because I have a German degree and German master's. I've always liked Einstein. And, oh my gosh, Walter Isaacson is by far my favorite author for biographies. So, I read his one on Franklin after that. He writes in a way you just understand it. But I learned so much, and I've always loved his. So I got into serious biographies about historical figures, and then I think my first funny one I ever read was Tina Fey's Bossy Pants. And that one's brilliant as well. So yeah, no, I do enjoy it. It just have to be in the mindset. So
I got into kind of reading biographies because of the Henrietta Lacks book that came out a long time ago. I don't really want to talk about how long ago because it makes me feel old, but it was a while back that came out. And it is a sad book. I like sad books because I am a sad person, but I've been told by several coworkers that this is neither the year nor the time of year, so we're not going to do that.
We are forcing you to read happy books, Michaela.
Yeah, it's okay. I liked them. They were good.
But no, that Henrietta Lacks one was great. That was a good one too.
It was beautifully written. Yeah. But today I have brought books about people that were, well, some of them are adults now, but it's about their childhoods. Well, they're all adults now, although one of them is only 20, so as far as I'm concerned, she's still a kid. But my first book is Americanized, Rebel Without a Green Card by Sarah Saeedy. So it tells the story of her and her family. So she and her older sister came over with their parents in like 1981 or 82. And they were escaping Iran right when a lot of people were losing their freedoms and their rights. And it wasn't until she was hitting puberty, that favorite time of everyone's life, that she realized that she and her family, aside from her younger brother, were actually undocumented. So on top of, you know, the regular teenage stuff, which is oh so all-consuming, you remember. She was also, you know, dealing with struggles of not knowing if she and her family would get deported. So it was nice to read that perspective on it. Like, what's it like to be a kid growing up during that? And she also talks a lot about how her family held on to their culture. And they didn't get fully Americanized, of course, like she had a lot of the attitudes of her peers. But, you know, her family was also pretty free-thinking, and so they went along with it, but held on to their culture very strongly. So I really enjoyed it. And it does talk about her journey into getting her green card along with her family getting their green cards. So beautifully written. Highly recommend. My next book is Being Jazz by Jennings. My life is a transgender teen. So Jazz is the one that is 20, so as far as I'm concerned, still a child.
She's gone through a lot for a kid, though.
She has
gone through a lot.
She has. So this story was beautifully written. This is actually the first story I've ever read about somebody that was transgender. Well, the first nonfiction story that I read about somebody that was transgender. I really enjoyed it, despite her struggles. Again, she told it in a very punchy, sort of upbeat way. She's a very positive person. Mm-hmm. I would like to meet her, honestly.
I would love to, too. I've seen interviews on her, and she sounds so just grounded.
Yeah, and she does so much to support others and support
yeah, she like takes all of her insecurities and just like uses that to help all the same people with the same insecurities, and I love that about her. I think she sounds amazing.
She does, and I love how supportive her family was through all of this. Mm-hmm. Like her mom, especially, just their relationship was just so sweet.
Yeah,
their siblings. So see, happy books. Look at me doing it.
Only took till December, but we got her reading happy books this year.
I do not invite my friends on here to judge me. It's not what this is about. We're here for the books. Moving on. From Brian Meltzer's I Am series, my next book is I Am Jim Henson, and this is the first book from the I Am series that I've read. And it is so cute. I have to show you the illustrations in it. So Jim Henson, of course, was a big part of my childhood, as he was for so many of you, I'm sure. But I loved that it showed him as a tiny adult. Through the whole book, it was just him as a tiny adult. Like, he was just walking around with a full beard. But it talks about the relationship with his family again, and especially how his grandmother inspired him to always be himself and to enjoy entertaining others and to just be a good person. And it talks about his love of puppets from childhood and how that inspired him to get into entertainment. And like his first job was on a TV station after he taught himself how to puppeteer, and he taught himself how to make puppets and how to make them more engaging by having them go a little bit cross-eyed, which I thought was neat.
I never thought about that, but yes.
Yeah, so they look like they're more focused on you rather if they have like the dead-on look. Yeah, they just have like dead-looking eyes, and it's creepy. But yeah, I also love puppeteering, so I really enjoyed this book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read more from the series. I think it was well done. It was very cute. My last one is The Girl Who Named Pluto, the story of Venisha Burney. So I enjoyed this book because it tells the story of how an 11-year-old girl named the planet Pluto, which I thought was neat. And you actually know, or your Aunt Mimi, you said?
Yeah, my uncle and aunt work at KPL, and they get to name things.
Yeah. So I just thought it was really cool how she was learning about the planets right when they discovered that Pluto was just past Neptune. And because of her understanding of Roman mythology, she decided, hey, Pluto's the perfect name. And her grandfather, who was the head librarian at the Oxford Library, sent it in to his scientist friend. They sent it on further, and boom, she got to name a planet. So
That's amazing.
It was amazing, really
Yeah.
was. Yeah, and the pictures, again, gorgeous.
And you know, when you're 11, you're pretty much an expert in astronomy because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, geez, my son's 12, but I remember when he started learning astronomy, he knew everything. And he was teaching me stuff, and I'm like, okay. I took a class in college on that, and I still don't know.
You only feel like an expert when you're 11.
I think so. But no, that's awesome. I never knew she was so young.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming today,
it was
Lauren.
fun.
And thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will join you in the new year. Bye.